The only way to help Mamook is to understand Mamook. We won't let Buckle Jaja down. That's an interesting sentence to say. Gale of Trust. Alfnode is ready to bring the people together. We haven't a moment to lose. According to Milal Jah, Maksu Tural Zuj is an abandoned settlement northwest of the city. It should afford us the privacy we require. We must work quickly, lest Zuriel Jah discover our intentions. Fortunately, Buckle Jaja thought to give us additional scales, so we might cover more ground in less time. Everyone should take one and get going. Use them together as many people as you can. Alright. Once you guys hurry up, we'll head on and move out. Brilliant. Let's retrace our steps. Maybe this time we can convince folks to lend an ear. We're gonna talk to the same NPCs that we did before. Alright, so there's one to the north. Oh no, there's one to the south. Okay, well, we're not doing that right now. Like I said, if it's not like directly if it's not just barely off the beaten path, I'm just gonna ignore it until we do Aether Current cleanup. Let's see, is he in here? In the back rooms? Nope, that must be on the other side of the shop. Yeah, let's see if I can cut through here. Looks like I can. Yeah, this is the shop owner that we talked to before. Hey man, you still counting? Did I not tell you to move along? I can't be seen talking with the likes of you. Yeah, well, I got this cool scale here. Maybe you'll talk to me now. A blessed scale? It ain't outsider's hands. What business do you have with me? Yeah, so go meet at this place. It's definitely not suspicious. So Buckle Jaja sent you to call an assembly. I'm not sure what to make of this, but I shall go to Maksu Tural Zuj at once. So who's gonna rat us out on this? Because I guarantee that Daddy, that I guess he's not Daddy. Daddy is Fortunal. Papa is Papa, and who would Mr. Singlehead? Sure, we'll call him that. I'm not gonna call him that. ... Hey bro, take a look at the scale. It's real cool. That scale. If the blessed trust you, so will I. So, what did you require of me? Buckle Jaja bids us to come to Maksu Tural Zuj. A strange place for an assembly, but very well. I will not refuse he who fights for our dreams. Alright, we got 2 people to head on over there. See if the mod convince some other people. Have you managed to gather some of the good folks? Yes, I did. Wonderful. The esteemed Buckle Jaja will be pleased. This fellow here will be coming to Maksu Tural Zuj as well. Apparently, there's an unusual nursery to the west called Golmajik Grove. Could you go and see who you can talk to there as well? I'll meet you in Maksu Tural Zuj afterwards. There's just one more person I need to find. Does she have someone in mind? Alright, I want to check something real quick. When did they need... Okay, the next one is going to be level 95. So that means I need to actually turn this quest in as a samurai to make sure to get the XP. And then next week I'll need to make sure to do... I'll need to make sure to do a couple, like, MSQ roulettes on my warrior in order to get enough experience to be able to do the dungeon that's coming up. It's a dungeon and a trial. Either way, I need to be level 95 for that. Now, it looks like we're heading on over middle of nowhere here. Wasn't there an Aether Current over here? Northeast. Okay, that's past where we were, so I'm not gonna bother. Oh, so this looks like some sort of, like, palm trees resort place. I'm sure that's not what it is. I think they said it was a nursery. Oh, nursery, duh. For plants. I was thinking for kids. Anyway, let's talk to the Grove Worker. Leave this place, outsider. Hey, I got this cool scale. Oh, my apologies. I was unaware. I thank you. blessed Scalebearer, for bringing me word of this gathering. I shall away to Moxum Tural Zuj at once. Actually, I think I'll end up getting enough experience just from the discovering stuff, so just discovering the map, so I might just switch over to Warrior to turn this quest in. But at the same time, I want to make sure I have enough experience on Samurai so that I don't have to try and do some roulettes as a DPS. Oh, looks like there's one to the north. Maybe we'll end up getting that one. Okay, it's northeast. It's probably down in the hole down there, so maybe I'll just check and see if it's there. If there's one over there. Yeah, so this is northeast. Maybe it's up top. Oh, it's probably yeah, it's probably here. So I'm not gonna worry about it. But come on, I can get up this thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably up top here. And I don't know how I'm supposed to get there, so I'm just gonna ignore it. No, it says north. So it looks like this is... Oh, there it is. Okay, we'll grab that and then we'll do the quest objective. Also, yeah, I'm getting really close to leveling up just from discovering new places. Another Aether Current down. Yeah, there's the Grove Worker. Those are the 3 that we talked to earlier. And the one that Wook Lamont said, "Whatever Buckle Dojo requires me, I shall happily provide." What a curious place to gather. Now that I think on it, why would Buckle Jaja grant you his scale? Because he trusts me, bro. You know, so you should trust me, bro. Is it gonna be voiced? I don't think so. Where's Wook Lamont? Right, she said she wanted to find someone else. Hopefully she wasn't stupid. Then again, this is Wook Lamont we're talking about, so that's a very strong possibility. Ah, that's what she wanted to do. Sorry to keep you waiting. That makes sense. Okay, she wasn't stupid this time. That's a little bit harsh. I know that she's like can be dumb sometimes, but still. You invited the second promise as well. Lama T, need I remind you that this right is a competition? Whatever advantage you're about to share with me, you ought to utilize it to your own benefit. Yeah, that's how she works. I've barely made headway in communicating with the locals. At this rate, you'll lead the race to the Golden City. Yeah, I don't think she cares about that right now. And neither will you once you hear about this. I need your help. To complete the feat? No. Mamook has a problem. I can't solve it on my own, and you're the most clever person I know. I'm standing right here. What are you talking about? I want you to hear the people firsthand, so that we might come up with a way to help them. Very well. I'm at your disposal. Everyone, thank you for gathering on such short notice. I am Wook Lamont, third promise of Tuliolol. Promise? I thought you served Buckle Jaja. You deceived us? No, they did not. The scales they showed you were mine. I entrusted them to the third promise and her retinue. Why honor these outsiders so? Because Wook Lamont has won my trust. Now, you will hear her words. Bakul Jaja shared with me the truth about blessed siblings, about the price you pay to conceive them. An outsider to your community, it is not my place to judge you or your culture. Culture is born of the experience of its people, of their lives and their land. But it breaks my heart to know that yours has brought you all so much suffering. Migraine time? No, not yet. If any here wish to break from the cycle of tragedy that created Blessed Siblings demands. Created Blessed Sibling... I think I'm just reading that wrong, hold on. If any here wish to break free from the cycle of tragedy that creating Blessed Siblings demands, I ask that you join us. Okay, it makes sense now, okay. Please, I don't want any more of our children to die. You think we want this? We have no choice. Only Blessed Siblings can liberate us from our suffering. Without them, we have nothing. And of course, the smart one starts talking. That remains to be seen. Speak with the third promise. Share with her your worries and your pain, and together you may find a new way forward. Together? Yeah, bro, power of friendship. If she is trustworthy, then I will speak with her. It would be best if you withdrew, my son. Many cannot yet speak freely in your presence. Let's keep an eye out for Zuriel Jaw. He wouldn't take kindly to this sort of gathering. What freedom of assembly? Why would you allow that? And people might, like, talk. Why don't you be a proper dictator and, like, tell them to disperse? Once we understand everyone's concerns, we'll be better equipped to help them. Let's make sure they feel heard. This is exactly how I would expect Book of the Mod to resolve this. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and talk to everyone. Even if Bakul Jaja trusts the third promise, I don't know if I'm comfortable discussing this with her. I'm sure my son would have preferred to stay, but his presence alone still greatly sways our people's behavior. Understandable. An end to Blessed Siblings? I don't know what to think or how to feel about this. Belief in Blessed Siblings and the salvation they would bring us has sustained me for years and years. But if there's another way, if the third promise can truly help us... Now we come to the heart of it. Everyone looks uneasy, but their faith in Bakul Jaja guides them even now. Wukthamat risks her standing in the right to attend to her people's needs. There's a degree of selflessness few can claim to share. Not even I imagined that my sister would one day befriend Bakul Jaja. Me neither, bro. Me neither. I'm glad Kwana agreed to help us. He's always been good at solving complicated problems. Me, not so much, yes, we know. But I'll support Mamook's people however I can. By combining our respective strengths, we'll help them discover a new source of hope. I know we will. Okay, so I need to take this quest so that I can actually accept the next one. Because I believe it's level 95. Yep, that's why I needed to make sure to do it. let's go ahead and the next quest is the one that I wanted to get through today, so let's go ahead and start it up. Mamook speaks. Before she hears the people, Boklamat would like to ensure she is prepared. Alright, Brilliant. Before we start, let's make sure we're remembering our history correctly. Well, I mean, I remember mine. The Mamook and Zabral fought for centuries over the land in the upper forest, but due to infighting, Mamook forces struggled to make significant gains. In order to promote cooperation, the Hobigo and Bonewa clans intermarried, and that's how Blessed Siblings were first conceived. With that in mind, let us talk to the people and learn why they rely on Blessed Siblings. Because they were told to. That's why. Not even yeah, we got that. Look them on risk, yeah, okay, I think they got all the same stuff. I'm sure my son, yeah, okay. Blessed Siblings promise us more than strength. They promise us the sun. This forest is dark and inhospitable. When given the opportunity to live in Tuliolol, most of the people didn't think twice. Still, the prospect of being among so many outsiders was intimidating enough to keep many of us here. That's a very interesting observation, okay. Blessed Siblings are meant to deliver us from this accursed forest, to lead us to the fertile land above, where we might make a place for Mamook to abide in peace and plenty. Why can't you just go up there anyway? So you desire fertile land, one that's all your own. I mean, like, if individuals went up there and asked to live among them, would they really turn them down? But like he said, they're intimidated by going and talking with outsiders. That's perfectly reasonable. As you'll have noticed, this forest is very dark. Hardly any sunlight makes it through the canopy, but it feels like it's always night, yeah, because it's actually 10:30, and yeah, it's like dark. We plow, we fertilize, we irrigate, yet our crops shrivel and die as though cursed. The only one that grows well is Najul, Jatika banana in Tyrol. Tried living on that and little else for a few centuries and see how you like it. On bananas? Okay, I can understand that. A forest where nothing grows. It's not hard to imagine why you'd want to leave. Those who have known only open skies and bountiful land cannot comprehend our plight. To thrive, we must take what we lack by force, and for that, we need the blight of the Blessed Siblings. Again, have you tried asking? There have to be other ways to thrive, ways that don't require fighting. Well, now you're sounding like Lise. Jeez, Wokalamont. This land was once rich with ore, but the Yokhoi did not stop digging until all the veins were spent. The meteorites are only good for so much. Even if we made overtures traders, we have little to offer. Nothing would make me happier than to make a good life for my family in the place where I was born, but that's impossible. With resources as sparse as they are, you don't have a good prospects for trade. That's a good point. Because we can't, that's why she needs Koana, because she needs to take all this stuff into account to try and come up with a solution. And Wokalamot's definitely not going to be the one to come up with that solution. Well, I think I'm starting to understand. No, you're not, Wokalamot. That's why Koana's here. Everyone had their own perspective, but all their concerns were about the forest itself. Dark, infertile, cursed. Hearing that, it's little wonder that the people here wished they had a better land. And who better to get it for them than the Blessed Siblings? It's hard to convince people to stay in a place that can't provide what they need. You'd think the meteorites, at least, would have a value, but apparently not. Hold on, didn't Aaronville mention something about the meteorites? That the aether they emit makes the plants grow blue? Rather significant physiological effect, I would say. If we were to study these meteorites, we might discover other ways they influence local flora. I noticed a curious amalgam of tree and meteorite just south of here. Determining precisely how they interact with one another may yield crucial insights. This is why we got the nerd on the case. Everyone, I really appreciate you for sharing your thoughts with us. Thanks to your insights, we have a promising idea already. We just need a moment to investigate it further, so please bear with us. We'll be right back. Alright, let's head on down south to that tree that they mentioned. Yeah, I suspect, yeah, the southeast. Okay, that's actually about where we're going, so maybe I'll try and get that. Although it might be like on the water here. No, that would be kind of weird. Oh, just east? Okay, it's on the other side over here, so I'm not gonna get that. I just head over to the tree and the meteorite. I am curious to see like what they're going to discover, and also like how did they not discover this before. Then again, if they don't let outsiders into the forests very often, then like, and they aren't going to investigate it themselves, how are they going to find it? Oh, right, looks like it's, oh, it's on the edge here. So, okay, is that what they're talking about? At first glance, this forest seems to have Haven a mysterious beauty, but the reality of living here is quite another matter. What a remarkable tree! I hope it will provide us with the insights we need. Plants that shrivel as though cursed. I think I can hazard a guess as to why. I had known that Yaktel was battered by a veritable deluge of meteorites long ago, but I never considered how their presence might be affecting the environment. Are the meteorites causing the infertile soil? That would be interesting. It really is incredible how a tree can support such an enormous boulder. I mean, trees are really strong. The meteorite's etheric emissions are palpable, even from this distance. Why don't we just call up Y'shtola so she can take a look at it, you know, look at it. Seeing this again makes me feel more confident in sharing a theory of mine. I suspect that only plants with an etheric affinity to those meteorites can thrive in this forest, so they're going to need to change their plants, and I bet those bananas are on the same etheric wavelength as the meteorites. If so, the gargantuan trees that create the dense canopy would be, by necessity, the same affinity, as well as the aforementioned nodule tree. Indeed. I should like to analyze samples of the meteorite before drawing any definitive conclusions, however. I carry with me a few devices that will aid in this endeavor, but perhaps you and Kryl could lend your expertise as well. Yeah, they should be able to help. I'd like to join you. The etheric signatures of those meteorites may be crucial in determining what manner of species might fare well here. I think I see what you're getting at. If we can prove that the cursed forest isn't quite so cursed, maybe the people won't feel like blessed siblings are their only solution. So how can I help? Want me to climb the tree and break off a piece of the meteorite for you, and get radiation sickness? There are plenty of fragments on the grounds nearby. It should be enough for our purposes if we gather about 5 pieces each. Even better if those fragments are gathered from disparate locations. I will collect your pieces once you have them, okay? Gotta go collect some meteorites. Alright, looks like we gotta get the 2 convenient orange circles. Let's see, there's Book of the Mott. Let's make sure to talk to her first. So the reason this tree grew so big is because of the meteorite's energies? Well, that's one way to put it. That's definitely on Book of the Mott level of intelligence. Let's grab this meteorite shard. I've been really bashing her this time. I don't think she's as bad as people, like, say, but, like, she's definitely a bit not quite the level that people would want. The more fragments we gather, the better. Let's all do what we can. Well, considering I can literally only gather 5 due to the quest objective, I'd say I'm probably going to be collecting 5 of them. Make sure to talk to Aaronville and Alphanode as well. I should have brought better tools. Aaronville, how could you predict that you need to analyze meteorites? Too big for our purposes, but a shard of it might do. Aaronville, if you would. Poor Aaronville. Go ahead and grab this meteorite. That's probably the last one we need for this area. We'll probably need to head over to the other convenient orange circle. Yep. Once again, check for aether currents. Northeast. Yeah, it's still the same one. Looks like the convenient orange circle is around the corner here, and looks like there's Koana. Let's make sure to talk to him too. It should be everyone. I have mine already, so let me know when you have yours. I'm actually going to switch over to Warrior to get a little bit of experience from discovering places. Because I don't think I'm actually going to get close enough to explore that one, but any little bit of experience on Warrior would be nice. Grab this meteorite shard, and where's the last one? Up there it is. Alright, that's the last shard. Go ahead and meet up with everyone. Or rather, with Koana, so we can give it to him. Alright, Koana, I got your rocks. Did you find your fragments? I mean, I wouldn't be able to talk to you if I didn't. Also, nice earth shards. Much obliged. Alphanode, Kryl, and I will combine the gathering samples and conduct an analysis forthwith. Determining the wavelength may take a little while, but I am hopeful that our efforts will bear fruit, and not just bananas. I'll tell my sister to await our arrival at Mamook Zuj, so go and meet her there. We will return with our results as soon as possible. I expect the dad is going to show up. Okay, that's the end of the quest. I suspect he's going to show up at some point and like try and like get us to disperse or something, and try and convince everyone that they're wrong and that they should listen to him instead of the, you know, the blessed siblings that they should be listening to. They should listen to him instead of the failure of blessed siblings about blessed siblings. There's not any hypocrisy in that at all. But this is the last one that I wanted to get done today. And hopefully it doesn't lead... Actually, I hope it does lead off into a good cliffhanger. Now, the next one isn't the dungeon quest, but it's the one before it. So next time we'll probably get through that dungeon quest, and then a couple more, and then like get through the rest of the Mamook section. It looks like there's 2 more quests after the dungeon quest. There we go. I guess you got intimidated by the little house cat. Go and talk to that little house cat and wrap this up. We've done all we can. The rest we must leave to Koana and the others. I don't know the first thing about those Charlian devices of his, but if they can be of help to Mamook, I'm glad he has them. There's hope for this forest yet, Brilliant. I can feel it. I mean, they basically told us what the solution's gonna be, so go ahead and grab the gil, because I know I'm gonna forget. I'm not gonna end up using those dyes.